Sarah, Brent, Connecticut Democrats pushed for the state to be one of the early presidential primaries in the upcoming 2024 election. That means having the primary vote sometime in February before Super Tuesday. But Friday, the Democratic National Committee approved a plan making South Carolina the first primary state and leaving Connecticut off the early calendar entirely.
Obviously, it was very disappointing.
The DNC's Rules and Bylaws Committee reconfigured its presidential primary calendar after President Biden sent a letter recommending South Carolina as the first primary state and removing Iowa from its first-in-the-nation caucus position of past presidential election cycles.
This window really opens up the door of diversifying not only the calendar, but the staff that gets hired, the folks that impact our Democratic Party to win major elections.
The new lineup will see South Carolina vote first on February 3rd, followed by New Hampshire and Nevada both just 3 days after, then Georgia and Michigan later in February. DiNardo says they felt Connecticut was the right choice because of the state's geography and diversity, and having early state status would excite voters.
We just fit all the reasons why it should be in a state like Connecticut. We have diversity, we have media. They could go from a rural town in one end of the state to a city in a few hours. So we felt that it really was an ideal location.
But the DNC disagreed, siding with President Biden's recommendation of more diversity. His letter to the committee reading, "We must ensure voters of color have a voice in choosing our nominee much earlier in the process."
We do have diversity in our state too, but I understand why he, had wanted to have more diversity. That's not new.
Now, the full DNC still needs to take another vote on these calendar changes early next year. And this isn't the final say for states. They can still apply for waivers to allow them to move up their primaries before Super Tuesday, though there could be repercussions for states going against DNC rules. DiNardo tells me today Connecticut is considering a variety of options. Brent.